wives, do not compare your husband to other women's husbands.
I'll ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD. And Vice President JD, yes, I do.
Do you remember how Trump was going to drain the swamp?
She's got a butterfly tat on the back of a you-know-where.
Erika Kirk has finally taken legal action against her ex-boyfriend over the alleged leak of explicit photos. But instead of reclaiming control, the situation has backfired spectacularly. Rather than being vindicated, Erika is being publicly dragged from every direction as critics dissect her claims and question her motives. Usha Vance, the same woman forced to silently endure Erika's very public closeness with her husband on a national stage, is now watching the fallout unfold with unmistakable satisfaction. And Candace, whom Erika once openly mocked for daring to push for answers surrounding Charlie's death, is no longer staying quiet. She's furious, not because Erika is finally facing consequences, but because accountability has arrived without justice. Karma may be circling Erika at last, but for those still seeking the truth about what happened to Charlie, this spectacle feels like a distraction, not closure.
It just doesn't feel right. It feels wrong. It feels off. And I am trying so hard not to over-speculate, but it's hard when stuff like this is being put out to us. It's just not normal.
When rumors first surfaced claiming explicit photos and videos of Erika and her ex were circulating on the dark web, most people dismissed it outright. It sounded too absurd to take seriously. For years, Erika had carefully cultivated the image of a polished, devout Christian TRD wife, and her audience largely accepted that persona without question. The idea that explicit material from her past even existed, let alone leaked, felt implausible. But that disbelief didn't last long. Soon after the rumors began spreading, content from Erika's past started resurfacing at an alarming pace. Old photos appeared, followed by old clips, and then one video in particular ignited widespread attention. A raunchy country music video in which Erika presents herself as overtly seductive and entirely at ease, leaning into a highly sexualized persona. The contrast between that footage and the image she spent years selling was impossible to ignore.
Some crappy CIA country music band video. Do you remember how Trump was going to drain the swamp?
She's got a butterfly tat on the back of a you-know-where. I let her lie by the wine.
On its own, that video didn't prove anything about leaked private content, but the situation shifted the moment Erika reportedly tried to have it wiped from the internet entirely. That move changed the tone overnight. Instead of killing the rumors, it made them feel consequential, as if there was something she didn't want people connecting, something from her past she had worked hard to erase. And once that door cracked open, the speculation stopped sounding imaginary and started feeling personal. As people revisited Erika's history, it became harder to pretend those tapes were impossible, because before the tradwife pivot, she was living a very different life, one with receipts. At the time, she was a single woman in New York City, openly building a public-facing lifestyle that had nothing to do with modesty or restraint. She appeared on Season 3 of Bravo's Summer House, filmed in August 2018 at a New York City bar and later in the Hamptons, and in resurfaced clips, she's visibly drinking. From there, the inconsistencies began stacking up. Erika wasn't just socializing. She was publicly dating at least 2 men before ever presenting herself as Charlie's perfect match. One of them was Tyler JT Massey, a professional baseball player she openly praised in interviews, once calling him her favorite human, best friend, and incredible boyfriend. That language later raised eyebrows, especially when engagement-style photos of the two resurfaced and went viral shortly after Charlie's death, fueling speculation that the relationship was more serious than she ever admitted. But the footage that truly sent people spiraling came from a Trump rally in 2015, where Erika appears standing beside a man with a young girl between them. When viewers slowed the clip and began comparing faces, speculation exploded, with some claiming the child bore a striking resemblance to JT Massey. Suddenly, the conversation shifted from "this doesn't add up" to "what else hasn't she told us?" And that's where it escalated, because before ever stepping into court, Erika did what she's always done: tried to get ahead of the fallout by controlling the narrative. During a CBS town hall interview, she claimed she had never dated before meeting Charlie. No casual dates, no relationships, not even social outings, flatly denying that version of her life ever existed at all.
But what I will say is, when I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than going, I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. So it goes twofold here.
That statement didn't survive the internet for more than a few hours. Almost immediately, people pulled receipts, footage of Erika drinking, photos of her out partying, archived interviews where she openly discussed boyfriends, public appearances, and entire relationships that were already documented and preserved online. The version of events she tried to sell on television collapsed in real time. And once that strategy failed, she pivoted. That's when Erika went on the offensive and filed a lawsuit against her ex. While the full details of the case haven't been made public, and may never be, court sources claim she's arguing the explicit images were doctored and that she wasn't even in a relationship when they were allegedly taken. But that wasn't what shocked people. What raised eyebrows was the growing perception that this lawsuit isn't just about legal relief, it's about public humiliation. That's when the conversation shifted from whether Erika was protecting herself to who this lawsuit was actually meant to punish. And here's where everything flipped. Once timelines were laid side by side, it became clear why Erika had always seemed desperate to rewrite her past, to use Charlie as a shield, overwrite everything that came before him, and lock in a cleaner narrative before any of this could resurface. In 2017, Tyler Bohr stepped into the COO role at SUES and shortly after arranged what was framed as a professional job interview between Erika and Charlie, later reframed as their first date. But the story starts to unravel there, because at that time, Erika wasn't single, wasn't searching, and wasn't living the life she later sold to the public. She was actively dating Kat Phillips. A resurfaced tweet from September 2017 shows the two on a painting date, directly contradicting her later claims of a quiet, disciplined, dating-free life. Even more uncomfortable, photos from that same period show Kat and Charlie socializing in overlapping circles, which makes the idea of a random, later introduction start to fall apart. And once that clicked, the speculation escalated fast. If Erika was dating Kat while being introduced to Charlie through Bohr, the window for when those alleged photos and videos were taken suddenly becomes very clear. Add to that the fact that none of this surfaced until after Charlie was gone, and the timing begins to feel deliberate. But just when Erika thought media leverage and legal pressure would bury the past, the opposite happened. In positioning herself as a rising MAGA figure and a public-facing executive tied to SUES, she didn't just climb quickly, she burned bridges. And now those bridges are collapsing behind her. According to insiders, Candace Owens is done. She was never fooled by the image shift, never bought the tradwife rebrand, and never believed in the sudden sainthood arc.
I felt that there was this billion-dollar psychological operation to convince people that Candace is just crazy, these aren't lies, these are made up. And so I was very refreshed that they owned up to the lies. That was a great first step.
Now that the timelines are unraveling, the lawsuit is backfiring, and the past can no longer be denied, the fallout has turned personal. Candace isn't just disappointed, she's furious, because everything she warned about is unfolding exactly as she said it would. And then there's Usha Vance. Behind the scenes, she's reportedly mocking the situation openly, not just as an observer, but as someone who had to stand on a national stage and watch Erika hug JD Vance, smiling for cameras and leveraging proximity she hadn't earned. In hindsight, that moment doesn't look like a triumph. It looks like karma arriving early. As for the lawsuit, it may drag on quietly, or it may explode in ways Erika can no longer control. Either way, the real damage is already done. Erika's image is fractured, and the people she once relied on to stay silent are no longer shielding her. And through all of this chaos, one thing remains unchanged. Charlie never got answers. He never got clarity, and he never got justice. So while Erika fights in court to protect her reputation, the questions surrounding Charlie's life, the pressure he was under, and the people who surrounded him are growing louder by the day. And the longer this drags on, the harder it becomes to pretend this was ever just about leaked photos.